a friend of mine in from New York. She came in during the week, and she was here on Friday. And I invited her to dinner on Saturday with a few other friends of hers out here. She called during the day and asked if she could come early. Could she come at 4 instead of 5 when I invited them? That she had things to tell me, and they would not understand it, and she would feel ill at ease in the presence of others in discussing these things. When the first one, Larry, reached the age of 18, they sent him off to college in England. And one morning, on a Saturday morning, I got a call from her, and she said, Larry is dead. Didn't prepare me at all. Just, Larry is dead. I said, what are you talking about? She said, I've just got a call from the headmaster of the college in London. Larry was killed today, suddenly, in this automobile accident. 1 of 5, but he was the only one killed. The others survived. He wasn't driving the car, he was in the car. And we're leaving within an hour. Joseph and Neville and myself were leaving in the hour to go to London. So they did, and brought back the ashes of Larry and scattered it in Central Park. She went into shock, completely shocked. And for 2 months, she wasn't here. Her husband called me long distance. He wrote me, said what to do. I do not know what to do. Should I put her into some asylum? Should I bring in something? Because she is not here. She refuses to be part of this world. But you do not know this woman. She has a determination that is like steel. You can't divert her. She can take any goal in this world and realize it. And she had one goal now. She had to know about Larry. If what I'm teaching is true, that all things exist in the human imagination, then Larry existed in her imagination. And she had to see him and touch him and know him, and know that he survived. She said, my religion failed me. My philosophies failed me. I couldn't open a book. Nothing could in any way encourage me or support me. And I lived in this state, just completely in shock, to the despair of my family. And on this morning, 2 months later, I felt something surging within me, surging and surging. And then out of my own being, here comes Larry. He is seated on the side of this chair in my bedroom. It's my bedroom. He lived on the 33rd floor on Central Park South. Here is Larry. And then I said, Larry, there? Well, I can put myself there too. And she did. I sat right next to him and felt him. Then I brought Neville, and he sat next to me. And here the three of us, I've never seen Larry so beautiful. His face was just like velvet. You've never seen such beauty of skin as Larry. And we communicated without the use of words. And he said to me, Mother, I didn't want to hurt you. And here he's talking to me without any use of words, but he's telling me, and I'm listening. Then I said to Neville, Neville, go and get Daddy. Daddy was then in the living room. This is the early hours of the morning, about 6. Go and get Daddy and tell Daddy to come. And the minute he got up and started towards the living room to bring his father, something happened in her and something broke. And then the whole thing faded. But she said, at that moment, I was completely cured. I had a pain that no doctor could help. No philosopher could help. No religious person could help. No book could help. Here I am in a pain that no one could understand. It was a physical pain. My body was racked with it. And at that moment, I was completely relieved of all sense of loss and all sense of pain, and I proved that all things do exist in my own wonderful human imagination. And that's where Larry was. I brought him out as an objective being, seemingly independent of my perception of him. And he sat on the side of that chair, on the arm of the chair, that big chair in my bedroom, and Neville sat on the other arm. I sent Neville to call Daddy, and then I went in. After it broke, I then got off the bed, and I went into the living room, and here was Joseph reading the paper, and I told him what had just happened. And do you know, he was just like a shadow that talked. I looked at my husband, and here he's only a shadow, a talking shadow. That day I had to go out, and I went down the street shopping, and everyone was but a shadow. Talking shadows. The whole vast world was but a shadow. And so when we say, all that you behold, though it appears without, it is within, in your own wonderful human imagination, of which this world of mortality is but a shadow. Everything here seems so real. Cut it and it bleeds. It is only a shadow. And she was cured instantly when she, out of her own being, conjured her son and made him sit on the arm of the chair. And she herself brought her own being out of it and sat in the center on that chair, and then brought Neville, who was sound asleep in his own room, and then said to him, go and get Daddy. Let him come and see how beautiful Larry is, skinned like velvet, so altogether lovely. She never saw him so beautiful. And he's saying to her, Mother, I never wanted to hurt you. I didn't want to hurt you. And so, then the whole thing faded, and she realized that what I told her before, that all things exist in the human imagination, was true. We are living in a shadow world. The immortal man is your own wonderful human imagination. That man can never die. That's Jesus Christ. You are the Lord Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ is not some intangible thing. You speak of imagination. It's defined in the script, in the dictionary, as the picture-forming faculty of the mind. It's defined as that which can conjure and create an idea or an image independent of objective reality. They call this the reality, independent of objective reality. And what it conjures, they call it the unreal. That a simple apprehension of objective facts, objective objects in this world, they call that sense perception, and therefore reality. It will objectify itself on the screen of space, and what the world calls reality, which is really only a shadow world, as she so clearly described it. Here was her husband reading the morning paper, and he was a shadow talking. She goes out the street to shop, and everyone she passes is a shadow talking. All talking shadows. And it lasted for 24 hours. And then the whole thing returned to what the world calls a normal world. But in that interval, at that very moment, she was cured. And the pain left her, the sense of loss left her, and not once since that moment has it ever returned. No sense of loss, no pain, and she's now the same powerful woman she was prior to that horrible accident that took him out of her life.